Hey everybody, welcome back to Hex Token, live stream number 2 for today, of course, and your host Superman. We're going to get into it. There's a lot to talk about. We've got a Richard Hart update around about Pulsechain that clears up a few matters for us as well. So we're going to get into that. We've also got just a short presentation here. We're going to talk about the second wave. What is the second wave of Pulsechain? It's going to be pretty good. So hold on to your hats for that. It's going to be fun. Get into the chat, say hello. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Now, obviously, we do 2 live streams a day, Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex, and of course, cover a lot of cool projects that are going on Pulsechain as well. So get in there, folks. Subscribe, like, hit that like button straight out of the bat there. Just make sure that we're going for gold. Yeah, it sounds like the audio is up and running. Very, very nice. So let's jump into some of the stuff here. We're going to get into, I guess, some of the right here. Let's go find out here. We're going to go. We've got Craig in the house here. We've got obviously Hex Token in the house. Gen Hex in there, headed to sleep. Stop by to hit the like and smash and leave something. Woo. A nice one. I appreciate that, Craig. Hope you're sleeping well there now. Don't forget to get in the chat, say hello. We got Get Hex in there too. Hey, good to see you, Get Hex, and all the emojis as well. Family is on board. Alex K says second wave. Let's find out. Absolutely, let's find out, man. R32 in the house. Woo. Hey, good to see you. And Alex K, for those following the Rackham drama, this tweet just sent me off the chair laughing, says Alex K. I'm not sure what that one is. Let me have a look here. Rackham not status. I'm not sure what that is. We can have a quick look at that. Let us have a look and see what that's all about. Trying to stay out of that drama myself, but let's see what's in there. That's pretty funny. We're going to look at that. That's pretty hilarious. All right, so let's post that. That's pretty neat. So we're going to have a look at Rack and Rochelle's post. Very, very nice. And we've got this update here. Where's it gone? I thought it was around here somewhere. Where's that gone? No, not with there. I'm going to take the source one here. Let me do that again. I'm going to come up here. Alex likes doing this. He loves showing me cool stuff and ruins my rhythm. But hey, nevertheless, we're going to do it. And where else have we got going here? Let's jump back up here one more time. Post that in the chat there. Boom. And there we are. So we're going to post that. And this is the one here. Thank you for the update. How long ago is this? 4:30? I'm not even sure what time that is. 4:30. This is only 45 minutes ago, so pretty funny. Thank you for the update, Richard. My friends are delighted to hear the news and sent me a video on this regard. So we've got a funny video here at the moment. That's pretty funny. Yeah. All right, very good, very good. All right, so nice. Let's get into some of the stuff here. Let's stay on the track here. Best way to calm down the tension. Good means that's true, Alex. That is true. Hex Hot Horse in the house there. Yes. Are you excited? Woo. I am. It's like watching Kobe grow from a rookie into a legend. That's funny, Hot one. Sir Win Moon. Yes, Win Moon, sir. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Obviously, waiting for Richard. Richard's the one that really pushes the button there to make everything moon. That's when it starts. No expectations, of course, from the works of others. Hardy Hexalloy in the house there. Hi. Woo. Katie in the house. Let's go, Superman. Getting excited. And Jay Judge as well. What's up? Says Jay Judge. Good to see another Hex Token channel member. Morning family, says Johnny. And Two Fonz in the house there. Nice to be back, absolutely. And Katie with the ducks, looking good. Property Review says Hex Token channel #1. I appreciate that. Big shout out to you, Property Review. Let's go, Superman says Stake Hex, absolutely. I get pretty much everyone in this community is hardcore maxis, and of course that's pretty fun. Of course, we're open-minded hardcore maxis, right? We're not closed-minded hardcore maxis. So this is the way we roll here. Sam and SB's in the house there. Good to see Hex Token channel member. And John as well. John Williams. Woo! Dark Matter Studio. Love it. Alex K said it was a parody account, says Alex K. I didn't even realize that. Very, very cool, Alex. Appreciate that. And it's always Alex can clarify that for me. How you all going? Get Hex says. And RH posted an update. KD says. And don't feed the ducks, feeding the sheik's fat rackham. Yeah. And we got the ducks on the move. J-Man's in the house. Woo. Hey, good to see you, J-Man. Hey, welcome everybody. We're going to get into it. We're going to jump over to Richard Hart's update because it's the latest and greatest, just off the press here. It was only a little while back here, so an hour and 20 minutes ago. We've got Richard Hart, Pulsechain status auditing. So some auditing going on there, finding things that need to be fixed, and putting them in order to see which can happen after mainnet and which should happen before. So this sort of settles some of the information that we've had around the May launch. Anything like this has got to put a question mark over all of that information. We've had about at least 3 different sources about a May launch, so we're just got to be pragmatic now, because after that, that's this sort of comment, you've got to be a lot more pragmatic. Now this backs up the previous comment about that Richard made, and we'll check that out in a second. Next few days, I hope to have a better time frame. So there we are. Next few days already written off here, so the next week doesn't look likely. Now, obviously, there will be the scenario where people say, maybe this is a ruse. Maybe Richard's just setting this up so that he can do a surprise launch. I mean, that's always possible, but I don't think so in this case. So mostly validated registration, rotation, and fees and limits. Now, this has been an issue in the past. They've fixed up some bugs with people validators being offline and stuff like that. So maybe they've got a few issues here. Now, this is, remember, the added-on code to the Ethereum code. So we'll see how this plays out. But that's kind of stuff they've got to work on there. Richard also said, I too am waiting on a time estimate here. All right, so Richard is waiting as well on a time estimate. When I have it, you will have it. You will have it. So there we are, time estimate coming for sure. So now we have to be pragmatic. Maybe some of those people on our Pulsechain timeline in the June or July might end up being right. Who knows? But of course, we'll see. We'll see where we end up at this. But definitely a little bit more work to do from the looks of it. All right. Once again, they've got a rank order. They do have to rank order the issues here, so they're going to put them in order. So we'll see whether they can be done before mainnet or which had happened before. So that's cool. We're going to scroll back down to a previous update that we had from Richard, because it's kind of relevant here. So we're going to jump back to this one. If I can find it soon enough. He does a lot of tweets, so got to jump through some of these. Where we are back up to here. Yeah. So this was off on the 16th of May yesterday. Pulsechain news this week should have a better idea when we can launch. Obviously, we've just read the latest update. I'm waiting for devs input there. So obviously a bit of auditing going on, a few issues to clean up around the validators and stuff. I know it's been made already, so that's the way it is. This is the big one here. This is the one that people drew their eyes to this attention. My fingers are crossed for a short time frame thing, but I know it's software, and that a longer time frame thing could be the answer I get. So this was the line that caused people to talk about a delay, and thus we are all waiting together. So that's where we're at this stage. In any case, we've still got the documentary coming up on the 18th, so that should be entertaining. Are you not entertained? That's the way we're going to roll there. So cool. So if we go to Pulsechain, this is the validated stuff here. So the stuff sitting behind here, obviously some issues to deal with here. And if we go to GitHub, we've got obviously the Pulsechain updates, a testnet here, and of course we have a lot of the details around the validators in this section here under the testnet. So obviously to do with validators and things like that. This is kind of just the front end information, but it has all the validator registration, rotation, and staking information that's public. And of course you can also see that here under the rules and FAQs. See a lot of the information that's there at the moment with validator rotation, etc. So it gives a bit of behind the scenes there. Now I do note that on the issues here, they only got a couple issues there, so they probably deal with a lot of issues from time to time. The only one I saw here on the issues list here was 1 or 2 issues here around the validators here. Private test, Pulsechain testnet validators not populating. This was over a month ago though, initializing contracts. So they obviously got some other issues around. And that's probably about as much insight as that I could gather from this. So there we are. That is the update from Richard Hart hot off the press. So another question mark around the time frame as we lead into the second half of May. So we'll see where we land after that. More patience is required. Is that simple? More patience is required. All right. So cool. Let us get out of there, and we're going to get into the comments here. Clintron says, "Howdy crew, love the commitment, Superman. I appreciate that, Clintrons." And I love that name, actually, Clintrons. That's pretty funny. And Hex Biker in house there. Good morning, all. Hey, good to see you in the house. And Stake Hex says, I don't understand what the rush for Pulse is on board. What you can before the copy. Hey, Stake Hex, I'm pretty keen for it to launch. But that said, I like the timing of the market. But that is said, of course, is the software. we want it to be 100%. If it's not 100%, then we're in trouble, right? So we need to be 100% working pretty well. So I'd rather be delayed than not. The other thing, of course, is that I have some funds coming in later that I would definitely want to get in early. So a delay would actually help me. I thought I would just miss out. So we'll see how we go on that. But that's just a personal thing, neither here nor there. Morris is in the house there. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right. So fascinating stuff. So we're going to get into the small presentation we got today. Pulsechain growth will be explosive. It really will. Once we get the code up and running and launched, of course, Pulsechain growth will be explosive. And, of course, find out about the second wave. So we're going to have a look at this little presentation about the second wave. And I think this is the thing that's going to take a lot of people off guard. A lot of people are going to be thinking in the short term when Pulsechain launches. But I think they're going to get taken off guard by this. So we're going to have a look at the way we go here. So let's have a look at the presentation and explain what I mean by the second wave. So we've got the first wave. So the first wave coming in, and we've got the little chart there. So we start ourselves at zero, and of course the prices ramp up, right? Prices ramp up as we get price discovery with the PRC20s and obviously Pulse and Pulse Hex on Pulsechain. So we get a nice little rally there. Obviously, this is just a basic curve. Obviously, we're going to get some volatility, pullbacks, and all that sort of stuff. Who knows? I suggest that it's going to be less than we see in a lot of other things. But in the first wave, we're going to have our value creation. We're going to have retail and sacrifices, right? So we're going to have people with their free PRC20s. We're going to have the people with their sacrifices that did Pulse and Pulse Hex. They're going to be pretty celebrating there. And, of course, they're going to be in the first wave of value creation. So imagine this is value creation. In other words, prices getting starting from zero and getting priced up in the first of the wee while there. Now, obviously, we've got VCs and large holders. So we've got venture capitalists like Overwatch and other groups out there that are also invested, and of course large holders, individual holders as well will come in the first wave. Many of them with a long game will be playing accumulation. Typically in the first 2, 3, 4 months, a lot of accumulation goes on, and a lot of them, if they're looking at the long game, looking to add value to the chain, then with partnerships, because VCs do partnerships and they try and get more investors and more partnerships and more products onto the platform to enhance the underlying value. So that's why they make an investment. They want a long-term play. Now, there's always short-term hedge funds. Hedge funds are the ones that go for the short-term play. And, of course, if they see big returns, they'll snap those returns. They're the ones we can see sell down. We'll also get some large private investors that will sell down as well. So that's why we get the volatility. And, of course, sometimes that can be quite severe. If you're there at the wrong time, you can pay the price for that. If you've got a big seller just as you're going in, it can do that. So remember that. So we've got the retail there. Obviously, there's an early retail. Basically, everybody on Ethereum is going to get airdrop on Pulsechain. And, of course, that's the retail there. People that sacrificed in July and January, February for Pulse and Pulse Hex respectively. They got the SAC balances. So they're going to have that in the MetaMask wallets. Of course, it's going to be ratio trading. And, of course, the bridge is going to open. And then it's going to be that bilateral trade. So we're going to see that. So those are the two ones. Then we, of course, yield farm is going to come in. Yield farm is big time. Big time. So if you've been in yield farming yourself, you've been on any of the chains, you know that yield farmers come pretty fast. Especially as the word spreads, they come and they want to get into those trading pairs. They want to earn those fees and earn the incentives, whatever this platform is, what incentives it's going to have, whether it's cake or whatever, they're going to be in there to earn that. And of course, with the incentive token and it's deflationary, they're going to be after that too, as well as Pulse Hex, of course, with the buy and burn. They're going to love that stuff. They'll be out to accumulate Pulse Hex and the incentive token, and it's going to be pretty booming. They'll also, we've got someone ringing me here. I'm not sure what's going on there. So, yeah, that's the way we're going. I'm not sure what's happening there. I got a phone call there. So, yeah, we're going to read a couple of comments on here. Sorry, I just got a bit of a gap there. I'm not sure what's happened there. Let me just jump out of here. Got interrupted there with the phone call. We got Mr. Froz in the house. Good morning, sir. And Aquaman says, epic ICO. Absolutely. Ms. Froz in there, good morning to all family. Just trying to see there whether I'm missing something. It's now doesn't normally call me live on the air, but there we are. Chart blocking. It's chart blocking. All right, so I got the comment there. Let me just take away that chart there. All right, so we got that, and we've got the first wave there. We've got retail sacks, VC large capitals. We've got yield farmers in the house there. and of course they all come in. All right, so finally we've got bi-directional. So we've got bi-directional trade. What I mean by that, we've got the bridge opening up, and we've got to have people from the ETH chain being able to come over from the ETH chain into Pulsechain, and whatever they're going to do, accumulate tokens with stable coins, buy PRC20s, accumulate to become whales and SHIB, or whatever they're going to do. Get into the yield farming, of course, match up their free airdrops with that. So that's sort of kind of the first wave of people we're going to have operating, and of course get that first pump in the chart there. Then of course we're going to move on to the second wave. So this is what the title of the video is. Find out about second wave. This is the second wave. So this here is I'm going to add the time frame at the end of this little presentation here. We've got the second wave, and the second wave is going to include this here. So we're getting another pump here, and no matter what happens, it's going to be another pump, second wave here. And we always like the pumps, and of course the value creation. So value creation is probably a better way of putting it, as the market prices things up and more and more and more. So we're going to get the second wave. We're going to have liquid loans coming in, of course, and they're going to be amazing there with the ability of people to at least deposit like $20,000, get $2,000 loans minimum, and then of course being able to buy PulseX, whatever other assets they want, PRC20s. Whatever they want to get, they can get with those loans. And of course, we'll have a new stable coin, potentially could be the number one stable coin, and a good chance of that on the Pulsechain, right, with USDL. Just like LUSD is a very stable, very supportive stable coin on Ethereum. And of course, gets back to peg very, very quickly, and has shown that to be consistently so. So I think that's pretty powerful. And of course, the leverage lending here is going to be massive potentially. So we've got liquid loans. And if we jump over to liquid loans, you can see it's going to be interest free. It's very attractive, right? Obviously, there's a 0.5% fee, maybe up to 5% under really difficult circumstances, but typically for 0.5%. And of course, people will be able to leverage that, right? So it's going to be amazing to see that go out and buy stuff there. So it's going to be pretty cool. We've also got obviously liquidity on Ethereum. And of course, they've got currently $283 million of locked value there on Ethereum at the moment. So doing pretty well. Now, that used to be well higher. So we're going to go and look at the data here on liquidity. And we can see that at the beginning, back here in April, May of 2021, we can see the total value locked here absolutely got very high. I'm going to make that a bit bigger, the chart there. And of course, it got up to over 4 billion total value locked, up to 4.4 there. You can see total value locked US dollars. Pretty incredible. 1.1 million Ethereum in there. Amazing results at the beginning there. It did come down. Obviously, high gas fees and other things were playing out there, but it was pretty amazing how that played out with the total value locked on the liquidity protocol. So obviously that liquid loans is a fork of that. And of course, we could, especially with Pulsechain being a brand new chain, we could see some massive TVL increase, total value locked increase there, excluding the stability pool it's got here. So I think it's pretty powerful. Obviously, at the moment, we're around about 680 million, as I said. So we're around about 680 million here. So I think that's pretty a good indication. I think a good chance that liquidity will ramp up really fast. And of course, we could get some huge numbers going through there. Particularly the fact that there was over $51.6 million sacrificed for liquid loans. And of course, we've done an update recently from that. So I think that's going to be pretty powerful. And we're going to have the testnet coming up. We're going to have sacrifice balances coming up. Sacrifice balances possibly in the next couple of days by the weekend. There's a good chance from that. And of course, possibly a week later or something, we could get the testnet for liquid loans as well. So I think that leverage lending is going to be a second wave on top of here. So we've got the second wave of value creation here as this comes in later on. So I think that's a big deal. We can also see that liquidity not only does it have high TVL locked here, we can see that the value of liquidity price there is $1.70 at the moment. It's up 5%, doing not too bad. Obviously, it's come down from its all-time highs, but it used to be pretty high up here. $47, $48. Be interesting if liquid loans actually gets a price curve that looks anything like this. It could actually look the opposite way. It could actually start off a bit lower, maybe has a big high price and then has a dip and then moves up over time. So it could always do that. We do know that more liquid tokens are coming out over a 2-year period, and that's going to have a profound impact because we know that liquid loans tokens, about 25% will be out straight away. And maybe, who knows, 70% of those get staked. Maybe 30% go to liquidity and speculation stuff like that. So it's going to be fascinating to see that out. I thought it was a pretty interesting chart here on liquidity. Then over time, of course, it came down to like $8 here. So it was way up here, $47, came down, was it $20 there, coming down to $4 or so. And then as we move into the end of by the end of the 2021, we get the price of $15, and down it comes at the stage of just tinkering along here around about $1.70. So pretty interesting stuff there. And as we showed, the liquidity here is, the TVL locked here has been decreasing, but of course the fees have been relatively lower, and they don't have the same setup that Liquid Loans does. Liquid Loans is very well set up on a social media basis, whereas this one here is really full of a ton of nerds. If you ever watch these guys are really, like, especially the founder, real nerd dude, and of course nerds are going to rule the world, right? Because they're the ones that can program and do stuff like that. So pretty crazy stuff there. But I think there's going to be a big boom for Pulsechain. I think Pulsechain will make because it's starting just at the beginning, Liquid Loans will be able to ride that curve right up, and the values, the CVL path could look very different from this one, and the price path could look very different from Liquidity's one as well over time, subject to, of course, all those loan tokens coming out every month. So it's been fascinating. But in any case, that is what's going to happen for Liquid Loans, I think. But for the market for Pulse, it's going to be an absolute boom, a true second wave, as we get that increased value, and we ride up this here. So that curve there, we ride up that curve. I think that's going to be pretty powerful on that. So that's Liquid Loans. Obviously, on top of that, we also have had the ETH chain over the same period of time. So if we look at March, April, when Liquidity launched, you can see actually they may have actually had a decent impact on this, where they had $4.4 billion leveraged out and stuff like that. So, or total value locked in any case. And of course, they may have had a big part to play in this big candle that we had in April, May of 2021. So they may have had a role there. Once again, pretty cool. And then we get back to the next one, of course, second wave. We got Fiat came out, of course, a fork of Aave. And I think that could be pretty profound. Obviously, we've got the testnet up and running at the moment. So we've got Fiat. And of course, this is the website, fiat.io. And of course, they had a very successful sacrifice that sold out like that. And that was pretty amazing. And of course, they've got their testnet up and running already, which we've played around with a couple of times here on the Fiat test network. So also, they're going to be able to, deposit and get interest rates for depositing. You're going to be able to borrow and get interest rates for, obviously, charge for borrowing. And of course, you're going to be able to stake the underlying token as well, and earn the fees of the difference between borrowing and depositing, no doubt. So I think that's pretty good. On the depositive side, of course, you've got multiple tokens, just like Liquid Loans, where you can put your Pulse in, never have to sell it. And of course, that takes supply off the market for Pulse. So in other words, we get supply off the market for Pulse, and we also get people buying Pulse. You can see how boom this is going to be for the second wave. And of course, people are going to be thinking about the first wave. Oh my gosh. But of course, we got the second wave coming in with this leveraged lending. And I think it's going to be pretty profound on that. So it's going to be fascinating to watch that out. Obviously, we can also, not only can we do Pulse here, like Liquid Loans, but you can actually put in PulseX, Hedron, Hex, and Fiat, and Halgo, and other coins in there. No doubt USDL is going to be in there too, as if I remember rightly hearing the founder there. So this is going to be pretty neat to be able to put your stables and the native tokens in here and be able to borrow against them, and of course be able to buy even more. Now, I understand they're also going to look at other products like margin lending and things like that. So that's even another level of pumpamentals. We know that margin level can really pump the price big time in assets. And of course, if we'd had that for Hex, we could have had way higher returns on Hex if you think about the price going up with margin lending. So pretty exciting stuff there from Fiat. And of course, the Fiat is a fork of Aave. Here is Aave on the Ethereum blockchain, of course, and you can see the return, the rates at the moment on here. So the amount supplied, the supply APY. So 1-2% here. Well, we've got DAI 2.26%. We've got True USD 1.8%, USDC at 2.15%, and so on. So you can see the big billions of dollars here on USDC. So pretty big stuff. Tether, of course, 2.5%. So you sort of see those returns as well. I'm not sure what else we got in there. We've got lots of stuff. Aave, of course, in there, but you can also see the borrowing rates. Borrowing rates 2.9% on BUSD. What's some other stuff here? We've got TrueUSD 3.18. USD borrowing at 3.27% USD. And of course, if you can borrow this money this cheaply, right? You borrow relatively cheaply. You go and you buy Pulsechain or PulseHex or whatever else you want to get, Hex, whatever else, maybe some more Shiba or whatever. And of course, you're speculating on that value. If you're only borrowing at 3%, why not speculate on that? And of course, we see that with Sayers and the Bitcoin Trust there. That's what they do. They borrow at very low interest rates. And of course, then they leverage against their asset portfolio with a 1 in 20, so about 4%. And of course, they 4 or 5%, and then basically they leverage that long, and they go long and they buy more Bitcoin, and they keep leveraging up that way. A low interest rate environment, and keep leveraging up their asset portfolio so they can withstand a large decrease in the price. So that's what we see happen with them, and it's the same idea here with liquid loans, and of course with the fiat there. So these two are very big game changers. Leverage lending, there'll be a lot more other applications as well that will enable this. And of course, I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating. This ignores all the other dApps coming, so we're going to talk about that shortly. So I think it's pretty powerful. The next thing, of course, we've got retail. We had retail already come in the first wave, but of course, we're going to have even more. Retail tells one friend tells two friends tell another two friends, and they've all got assets on Pulsechain. Before you know it, you got all these networks of people telling everybody about the airdrop, about the incentives, and the pricing up of the market. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. And of course, you're going to have a chain that's going to be fitting into that spot that possibly Luna left for us. So it's going to be pretty amazing to see that. So massive retail coming in here with the second wave value, and I think that's going to happen pretty quickly. So we'll talk about timeline in a second. The next one, of course, compounders. Of course, we want people who like to make compound returns. So you're going to have people that will automate that with bots and things like that, being able to provide services that compound your yield farming and things like that. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. We've also got cross-chain. We start off with bi-directional chain there with the official Pulsechain bridge, but we're going to see a lot of Pulsechain solutions come in. I suggest they're going to happen fairly quickly, and we'll be able to go from chain to chain to chain. And of course, where's all that funds going to go? They're going to go to the best operating chain with the best incentives. Where's that going to be? It's going to be Pulsechain, right? So cross-chain world's going to really bolster the Pulsechain, and we're going to have the second value wave. So this first wave, first value creation, price goes up. Second wave, next value, the price goes up again. And that's it. That's it, folks. That's the second wave. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And wait. No, there's a third wave. Oh, my gosh. There's a third wave. I forgot about this. Hey, about that. We got a third wave bonus. Boop, 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 boop. There's a third wave bonus, and we're onto it. So jokes aside, there's our third wave. Woohoo! We got a third wave. That's the secret. That's the secret, the third wave. But you can have fun with this in any case. And so what we got in the first wave, we've got institutions. Yes, institutions that have less risk tolerance than things like the VCs. They'll get attracted. Why would they get attracted? Because the chain's been operating for a while, and because the second wave has helped increase the value on top of the first wave. And so because there's more value, the institutions say, hey, this is looking pretty good. It's operating well. It's super fast, super cheap. It's everything that Ethereum should be in ETH 2.0 and more. And of course, it's now pricing itself up pretty strongly and in a pretty rapid pace. And it looks like there's lots of players on this. So we get a lot better risk institutions coming in. And of course, that's going to be fun. Now, there are going to be all sorts of institutions. They're going to be the sneaky little hedge funds that like to sell down big green red candles. They're going to be all sorts. They're going to be long-term players as well. So we'll see how that plays out in the end. But that's the third wave coming in there. We're also going to have exchanges, of course. Rich has talked about one exchange. People have guesstimated about which ones those will be. And of course, once one goes, the others will follow, right? So once one exchange goes, the others start following. And who wants to miss out on the first wave and the second wave? The chain's getting more valuable. And of course, if the chain gets more valuable, the institutions and exchanges want to come in and play, because it means what? Money, money, money. That's it. Show me the money. That's what it means. Show me the money. So it's a pretty big deal. Third wave. What else we got there? We've got retail. So we had retail coming in. We got more retail coming in. Why? Because there's so many airdrops. There's 196 million wallets. Now, a lot of those wallets will have nothing in them. There'll be old wallets. Everyone can set up wallets right these days in MetaMask. But of course, there'll be a certain amount of active wallets, and they all want to come over. They'll all hear about it. And as I say, like a fire fanning through a wheat field, it's just going to include a whole ton of more retail coming in. Now, this is going to be retail coming in to get the airdrops for the years to come. You think about it, years to come, and some of them won't even know, but we should get the bulk of them in phases, and it should increase up to a point, and then it will start to decline after that. So, but like maybe possibly like a bell curve or a skewed bell curve, skewed to the left, so that could be pretty neat. So we've got that coming in for the third wave. And then, of course, the fourth, we got the DAP boom. Of course, there's so much value on here. Every single Solidity player wants to be on there, including Fashion Coder. They want to, that's a joke. There's certain Fashion Coder that want to be on here, and they want to be developing on Solidity with their own DAPs. I thought some of you would like that one. So that's going to be amazing. We're going to get absolutely DAP boom. You think we've already got some really good projects at the moment. So if we go into Discord here, look down at our new token list. We've got all these already in innovation. Imagine what it's going to be like once this starts creating value. People want to get access to that. And of course, we're going to have an absolute DAP boom. And of course, new innovations, blockchain, of course, DeFi 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, whatever you want to put on there. It's going to be pretty neat. Gaming, metaverses, you name it, NFT markets, it's all DAP boom, and many more innovations yet to be unheard of. So it's going to be pretty interesting like that. So very, very cool. Now, obviously, we've got the first wave, the second wave, and the third wave. So what's the time frame for this? Okay, easy to say this. What's the time frame? Well, let's have a little look where I think this is going to lie. So we got the first 4 weeks. Bam, is what I expect to have for the first wave. Right, so we're going to have that happen. And of course, it's still going to have some volatility in there, pullbacks, massive increases, all sorts of stuff as the players jockey for position. Jockey. We've got sacrifices that are in there. How many of them are going to hodl their hands? How many are going to sell down? You know, all this stuff's going to play out. It's going to be quite a volatile period of time. It's the first 4 weeks. There's opportunity there, and there's also penalty there as well. If you've made the wrong strategic decision, it will certainly play out the other way too. But I think there's more opportunity than not because of all the awesomeness that's coming with Pulsechain. Biggest airdrop in crypto history, biggest yield farming potentially, fastest way to mass adoption, deflation in tokenomics, new tokenomics, buy and burns, all that good stuff, of course, is coming. Now, obviously, the one thing I haven't talked about is a fiat on-ramp. That's coming too. We just don't know where that's going to be placed. But I suggest it's probably in the second wave here. If it's in the first wave, man, oh man, that's absolutely fantastic. That's extra on top of this. So I haven't mentioned that much there. All right, so number 2, of course, we've got the second wave. When's it coming? Of course, 4 to 8 weeks. We know that liquid loans could be at 4 to 8 weeks, and I'm not sure the exact of the fiat timeline. So I've just put it in the second wave here at the moment. But 4 to 8 weeks is the kind of the zone for the liquid loans, and that is the big third-party debt, right? 51.6 million has been sacrificed for that, including the Hex Godwell. That's a very big deal. Only about 25% of those loan tokens are going to come out straight away. That's very important as well. But of course, the lending is the key service there. So what are people going to collateralize with their PLS, get that off, good return, because obviously you can stake with the validators. That's important. But of course, the returns are relatively low if you think about it compared to staking with liquid loans. Obviously, there's the risk return trade-off there. But over time, the validators will get more profitable as the blockchains fill up. But you've got to play that time out, and that's a beautiful game to play. Don't get me wrong. You play out more volume safely, and of course you let the price go up over time. And as the blocks fill up, as more congestion comes into the blockchains, you're going to benefit from that. So it's pretty nice. So 4 to 8 weeks there, folks. So people are in the first 4 weeks. What are they doing? The first 4 weeks, wow, this is great. Look at the pricing up. It's pulling back, it's pricing up, and blah, blah, blah. Where am I strong? Am I accumulating? A lot of people accumulating is the main game in the first 3 or 4 months. And of course, the people accumulating, and then some people selling down for the quick profits, right? That's just the way it's going to happen. And then, of course, we're going to get into 4 or 8 weeks later, and then people are going to go, bam, what's happened here? Liquid loans is launched. Oh, boom. Leverage lending's coming in. Smash. So there's all this capital coming in. And of course, people are accumulating. And a lot of these people, they want to put it back into liquid loans. If they're using the haunted strategy, they want to put it back in. And so this stuff's not coming back to market. It's getting bought and put it back in. And of course, we've also got the fee burn going on, just tinkering away over the next few years from Pulsechain itself with 25% of the fee. So it's pretty big there. And of course, at this time, also, we have a lot of buy and burn going with PulseX as well. That's also going to play into its mechanics as well. So it's going to be pretty fun to see that. So 4 to 8 weeks, going to be pretty neat. And then, of course, our next one there after that, wave 3 coming in, 6 weeks plus, right? So 6 weeks plus is going to be this wave 3. We get institutions, exchanges, retail debt boom. And of course, we question mark over the fiat on ramps, but I suggest they're going to be pretty fast as well. We do have them through the bridges, And of course, we do have them through exchanges and other things. We'll be able to get access to those. But a direct on-ramp is probably going to happen sooner than later. And we'll find out about that. So pretty cool on there. So that's the time frame. And I think that's kind of the waves as I see it from a bigger picture point of view. We're going to see a lot of stuff happen there. Let me know in the chat there, of course, anything that I've missed, anything else that you've added. Obviously, this is a summary, a summary presentation, but pretty cool. What's after that? Moon time, moon time, moon time. There we go. That's a bit of comedy for you at the end. I like to add a little bit of comedy. This is the way I like to roll. But there we are. What's that? Off the old moon. Never mind. Shut up. Okay, get out. Get out. All right. That's enough silliness now. So there we are. That's the way it ends. We've got moon time. There's a moon. That's a green moon. I don't know. Green for dollars. I don't know. Green for up, green, whatever. So that's pretty much it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll post the link in the video description if you want to get access to that as well. Let me just copy that actually in now, and I'll paste it in. That's why I remember. It's always easier. So cool. That's the end of the presentation. Let's just scroll up here. We're going to go through some of the comments. Then we get in some of the price charts there, and you can do the moon dance anytime you want. So it's just moon dance, moon. You can do it anytime you want at your home in privacy in front of your wife. I don't know, whatever you want to do, you can do that as well. That's whenever Pulsechain comes up, maybe you get triggered Pulsechain, and then you'll start doing the moon. Something like that. It's going to happen. I bet you. It's going to be a trend, YouTube trend. Either that, or I'm going to be sent off to an asylum or something like that. So very, very cool. I posted that. So all you have to just refresh the browser there. You'll be able to see that. So fun stuff. All right, cool. Let us see. So now you know what the second wave is, and of course the surprise third wave as well. So cool. We're going to jump over to the Hex chart here. We're going to check this out as we go. We're going to talk about this shortly. So let's get into some of the comments here, and let's see what people have got to say. I've just got to find my place here, and let's see where we are at this stage. We got here. We're going to check some of these. I think I was up to there. We're going to go into this. Good morning to all family from Mr. Farage. And woohoo, it's now in the house there. I think I jumped through all that. We've got Lies Beneath in the house. Hello, how are you today? And of course, the ultimate strategy. Hi, all Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX for the win. Absolutely for the win. Nice to see you in the house. And very cool. What else? We've got Crypto Dave in the house, Hex Token channel member. Morning from the UK. Big shout out to those in the UK that are watching. Empty Corners in the house. We've got lots of emojis from Lies Beneath. And of course, J Judge in the house said, what's your opinion on PLSD in the long run? Better trade for Hex or get a copy. Better trade for Hex or get a copy. Now, obviously, I don't give investment advice, so I'll just give some of my opinions. But I think PLSD will actually do pretty well. There's a limited supply, and I think that actually will do pretty well. Now, will it outperform Hex? I don't think so over time, but you never know. There is a good scarcity play of PLSD, so could do pretty well. Obviously, if you get Hex, you're going to get a copy on Pulsechain, and I do think, based on the fundamentals of Hex, that it should do pretty well in the longer term, as all these big things play out that we've talked about in previous videos, streams. Is what I would say. Obviously, we'll also have good liquidity, right? PLSD is a scarcity play, and I think it's actually performed pretty well. So once again, you know, who knows what's going to happen there, but I would probably bet on the Hex in my opinion. Crypto CRs in house there. Woo-hoo, good morning all. What else we got going there? Please remove the comment of your presentation. I got to that. Sorry about that, Ilsa. Sophia, I finally got to that one. Chat blocking the chat. I forgot to smash the like there. At least I got to that earlier than later. I think I was not too far into the presentation then. What else we got going there? Let us jump to stuff here. I was calling you in Discord to tell you the chat was blocking the chat. That's all good. I need a Pulsechain doctor. Thanks, says J Judge. Astrid in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And GetX is also with the emojis. J Judge with the emojis. And Benedict's in the house there. Woohoo! And New Zealand represent. Absolutely. Good old Kiwis out and about there. And Paul, Outback Garden, Australia. Hi, good to see you, Paul. Paul's Outback Garden. Launched in 8 days, I think, says Paul. Yeah, well, we just got this update from Richard, so we're going to read that through again. Boom, says GetHex. Absolutely. Yep, Luna went crazy, says Paul. What else we got there? Launch in 3 days, says DB Cooper. DB in 8 days, Australian time, says Paul. Yeah, you guys are like 5 days in the future, so 3 days is the same, right? Yeah, that's probably about right. Burn, says Paul. What is the Stake Hex says, what is the best strategy for buying Pulse after launch? Buy Hex now and trade the copy. I think so. There are going to be a lot of people doing that. That's my only concern. The benefit is that it has is likely to have a lot of liquidity, but some of the other PRC20s might actually trade with a pretty favorable ratio. It's a bit of luck of the draw, but maybe SHIB or something like that might be quite good too. You can always go for a little bit of each, but the other thing, of course, you can hold your Hex on Pulse copy and maybe just trade a bit of that, and also maybe just dollar cost average that over, say, the first 24 hours might be another strategy of trying to average out the ratio that you're getting. Buy now, it's cheap. Yeah, that's true. So Hex is very cheap at the moment. So that's what I'd say about that. It still is up about 150% on last year, on a year ago. So it's still performing pretty well from a yearly basis. G Unit's in house a few more days, two more weeks. I think so. G Unit. I think that's kind of where we're at this stage. Katie in house there, laughing up there. I think that's probably when I was doing the moon dance. That's for sure. What else we got there? 2 weeks to flatten the curve, says DB. That's true. What else? I think Pulse will get nuked big time. Like he got a big stake coming out on 30th, then put that into this. Hey, Paul, I'm going to be definitely accumulating in the first couple of months. That's what I'm going to do. Brazil says you scared me when you said you were leaving after the second wave. That's funny, man. Third wave, Brazil, third wave. That's it. Doyle rules, Brazil. Doyle rules. That's how we roll on this channel. Doyle rules. Brazil gets my jokes, man. It's funny. Exile says, I'm here for the fifth wave. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, the fifth wave's coming too. That is coming, man. The second wave. Hex Hedgehog even likes the third wave. Woohoo! Big good to see that. Fourth wave, Hex takes over the world. Yeah, I probably should have put that on there, DB. Maybe that's for a future wave session. Fourth wave is RH, Pulse, or Hex Wallet coming. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point there, Hardy Hexalorian. So I did forget to put that on there. Fifth wave, world domination. Yeah. So we might upgrade that for fourth and fifth wave, and we'll do that presentation again. Very accurate wave concept, says John. I think so too. 86 watching. Don't forget to smash the likes. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and share the channel out. That's really important. Share the channel out. And of course, we're covering Pulsechain, Pulse, and PulseX and X every day, twice a day. ETH will be the last legs rip. Yeah. So, what's the impact of Pulsechain on on Ethereum over time? It could be more than just a load sharing and value play. Could be quite a lot more than that if we are as successful as we hope we will be. Close encounters of the fifth kind. I like that. OMG, I need another PSS ball. What else does Dave keep swimming? Just keep swimming, yeah. What else have we got here? Hexol says I need to take more of my J in the car. And stuff like that. Let's jump through some of these. Got James Bond in the house. Good to see you, James Bond. Wave 10,000. Yeah, so there's probably going to be a wave 10,000 as well. Let's not be too silly there. Let's jump through some of these. Wonderful foresight, Superman says get Hex. I appreciate that. And when Moon Cert says Hex Huddle, or once we get to this Pulsechain launch, so that's probably even closer to the point. Paul says hope by the 30th buy up Hex, and my end state will be crazy. I agree. Can we see some more handmade charts, Superman? Like yesterday, epic. James Bond, that was funny, man. I try to avoid doing the hand ones there because I'm not a natural artist. Natural artists, they can do stuff like that, but you could see how bad my lack of art ability is with my attempt to do that. I might have to avoid that comic fest that we had. What's up, family? Good to see you, Miles of Crypto. Ryan Torres in the house. When Pulsechain launches, what do you think EHEX price will do? So we are expecting a lot of volatility in the EHEX price, possibly a bit of a market correction there. It may get overcorrected, is my guess. And of course, that would be opportunity for buybacks, and probably large holders will accumulate that. Just remember, there's an APY arbitrage between Hex on Pulse and Hex on Ethereum. And of course, both chains will be operating. Ethereum's not going anywhere. So I do think, and it's also the first product. So there's quite a lot of supportive aspects there. Obviously, it ultimately depends on liquidity and on the large holders holding, is my guess there, Ryan. So we'll definitely watch that. An interesting thing will be the ETH trading pairs on Hex pre-Pulsechain is my guess on that, if we get any heads up about that. Richard may very well do a surprise launch, so we'll just have to wait and see. I bought today at 11.3 cents as Mile of Crypto. That's a pretty good price. Currently at 12.29 cents. So we're going to jump over to the Hex price here. So obviously on the daily here, you can see we've got these red candles. And of course, with the further news of delay, it keeps, Hex is going to just mum along, I would suggest. So we got Hex there. Obviously, after the big sellers, we had those big sellers there. Millions of dollars were taken out. I think it was $5 million. And of course, that was sent to Coinbase on 2 different accounts. And of course, we've managed to get back up here at 12.36 cents. This by itself is a very good sign. Okay, so maybe not the sign that we're going back up straight away, but this buyback. So far, as long as it continues, as long as we get back up to this 14-cent mark, I think that's a pretty positive sign there. And of course, we've managed to defend that 14 cents a couple of times. So if we zoom out here, you can see that this mark here between 10 cents and 11.5 cents has been a very good defensive line. We've had several occasions here. We've got 3 days here, another day here, another day there. Well, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on the daily. I'm on a weekly chart. Sorry. So this is the weekly chart here for Hex. So every the weeks here, we've got multiple weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks that have challenged this support, and we've managed to hold it at this stage. But that being said, of course, let me just actually lost that in the. We've got this one here. This has to go out further. We don't know when this pump's going to happen. I'm still expecting something like that, but of course, it's less likely at this stage. So when we get to this kind of capitulation area like this, that's when we normally find that the big move happens after this big capitulation. People in here are going, oh my gosh, is this ever going to get above 20 cents? Is it ever going to get above 15 cents? And of course, that's when often the price may move. So far, we have not seen any big money that I can recall. It's mostly been retail money coming in. We've had a couple of big buys here and there, but no big money seems to be coming at this stage. So we're going to watch out for that. We do have a lot of big whales in the area. I suggest we may have 6 to 8 billionaires in the Hex ecosystem in some form or another. Some people actually in, some people just tipping their toes in. So we'll see how that plays out as well. Obviously, there's a long way to go. We've got Pulsechain coming up. Pulsechain is also a big issue for Hex in particular because it hasn't launched yet. So it's really holding off the market fundamentals. So yeah, we're going to see. What else we got here? P33 pumped 300% for X in a couple of days. Yeah, P33 has been doing very well. We're going to jump over to that shortly. But we've got Hex at the moment, 12.13 cents. We've got Hedron at 11.13. I actually think Hedron's getting, in that definitely DCA range. Don't forget the all-time low was 553. We're at 11.13. So it can go down. If it goes down to the all-time low, that's, pretty much 50% decline there. We've got Maxi looking really good. Maxi has been a star, man. Maxi has been a star at 22 cents. And of course, if we zoom in on that, we can see that it's looking pretty good, that chart. And of course, if we switch over to the Hex Premium, it is doing super well there. So 78%, man. Boom. Successful, man. Well done to Gold Key and the team. This is looking really good. It's past my 10-day pullback mark as well. 11-day or whatever it was. So it's past that 12 days pullback mark. I think it is. And so it's past that and away it goes. The really only red candles, obviously, this is the premium, of course, versus Hex, and it's looking stellar. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. It looks like it's going to keep rising. So very, very good with the Maxi. PLSD also doing well. Someone else asked about that before. Look at this chart. Looks pretty good to me. And, of course, up at $2.50. Remember, this started off at $1. It's a free airdrop. And we've still got, 75 days or so to go. It's a long way to go at the moment. Actually, let's have a look at Pulse Dodge and see how many days, because I had remembered it every day. Let's see if I got this right. 75, I said. 73. So we're down already further. 73 days to go. So it's just counting down on that one. Now, you can only get this airdrop if you had stakes before the 20th of April. Just remember that in the snapshot. There was a snapshot. All right, cool. So that's looking pretty good there. $22.50, looking strong. And, of course, this is a scarcity play. There's not that much, right? There's not that much of these around. Last time I checked, it was 4 million. And, of course, that's looking pretty good. We're going to just zoom out of this. We're going to actually – so we've had a look at these are all the ones on ETH chain. These are our principal ones at the moment. Obviously, we're going to end up with Pulsechain tokens in the future with Pulse and PulseX incentive token. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hex on Pulsechain. We're going to have a lot more charts to look at, to be honest. But let's actually have a look at the Pulse Dodge in terms of its supply. So we're going to have a look on the blockchain there. We've got 4,073,000 now, or 74,000 in supply. We've got 12,000 holders. And, of course, we go to the contract. We can scroll down, and the number of claims on Pulse Dodge is 17,123. So 17,123 is so far claimed. And of course, we divide that by 91,000, so 17.1 divided by 91, which is the number of stakers approximately. I'm just doing an estimate, right? That's not the way it works. That's not the way the maths works. All right, .1 divided by 91, and that is 18.8% approximately. Obviously, if the denominator is wrong, then that will be slightly different as well. So pretty cool. Obviously, a lot of people that got the Hex free, their Pulse PLSD have sold it, but this is a scarcity play. There's only going to be a max of 12 million. Remember, there's probably going to be about 340,000 at this stage minted for the OA, combined for the OA and the BA address, the BA address. But nevertheless, that's still around about, about 10% of the supply level. So 12 million is the max. Let's see how we get on after that. So I definitely think good scarcity play. And this has been a surprise to the upside. So PLSD. So cool. Nice on that. Let's jump away to the BNB chain now. We're going to jump to BNB chain. These are the meme coins, of course, and we'll see how these are getting on. So BNB, where's BNB sitting at? BNB is up at $306. Bitcoin back over 30, ETH over 2,000. So the market's looking pretty good. And of course, on the BNB chain, we've got, this is almost back at 1 cent here on a Pulse Dodge, the original meme coin. Obviously, Pulse Dodge coin is the new one with the airdrop there, but Pulse Dodge is the original one here, and it's almost back at 1 cent, not too far away there. We got P33, this is the free Pulse one. This is at 52 cents, and what a big move that's at, eh? Look at that. Woohoo! So that's a pretty good move. It had a terrible pullback. If you were sitting on P33, you'd been pretty upset at this stage, I am sure, especially if you bought all the way up here at $2 something. What was the top price there? $2.48. Yeah, $2.48. If you bought up there, obviously, and it comes down to 18 cents, you wouldn't be too happy, right? You're not going to be too happy there. But it's up here at the moment, had a nice rally, and it's back at 52 cents. So it's definitely beating Wrap BNB out there on the market there at this stage. So 15 to 45 for 50 cents. So yeah, 15 cents up to as high as 60 cents. So really, really big return, 3x return there, and about 2.5x return at the moment. So 2.5x there. So pretty good results there for P33 at this stage. But that is going to be volatile, right? You are stuck. If you're on these BNB chains, you are stuck with the BNB here. You've got to take in the fact that you're tied to that. Now, these obviously the difference is that the Hex change here, these are going to be copied over on the fork, and the BNB will be airdropped by the teams in terms of their copy. I think all of these teams have said they're airdropping, which makes sense, right? Because that's the Pulse chain's the main game after that. IMD, of course, just tinkering along here. Sorry, IM, I should say, Internet Money, not IMD, is at 13.4. So that's just struggling along here. Just not enough interest, not enough engagement here on this coin. So maybe they need a bit more community videos and things like that to get this more actively engaged at the stage. And you can see the volumes definitely tail off there too. Bit of work there. KD out in the house there. So cool. Bit more marketing. Otherwise, that's going to be uplifted when IMD comes with the wallet, but that's still like 7-8 months away. Any delay in Pulse Chain is going to favor people with later deliveries of their product, but I'm certainly looking forward to the Internet Money wallet. Since I sacrificed as well, I do think it's a good idea. And they're obviously going to give airdrops of Pulse and I think IMD and stuff like that. So it's going to be a pretty attractive onboarding tool as well. So cool. That is what's happening. And of course, the market's looking pretty good. We're in a pretty good zone at the moment. So very, very nice. The final thing, of course, the sacrifice checker. Don't forget to check that. It's had an update here on the details if you haven't checked that. The latest and greatest is the 15th of May. So check out your latest sacrifice balances. And of course, follow the instructions here because this is just brand new, just been put here. And of course, you've got ways here if there's your sacrifice missing. And of course, my sacrifice account is incorrect. So if either of those fit you, you can go check that, because if you click on one, it's going to say, did you sacrifice for the April the 6th? That was the official final day. Then you got one path. If you didn't sacrifice after that, then you're probably going to be no luck, because basically says, unfortunately, according to what you've told us, your sacrifice is unlikely to be credited to the Pulse chain or PulseX. So just make sure you check that correctly. Very cool. But the big news, of course, Richard Hart. Woohoo! And just want to scroll back up here again. I don't want to go too far, given some of the content that's on here at the moment. But we're going to scroll back up to we're going to jump further than that. So this was the big update today. So Pulsechain status, auditing, finding some things that need to be fixed and putting them in order to see which can happen after mainnet and which should happen before mainnet. So this is the key stuff there, what would be included in that. And of course, the next few days, I hope to have a better time frames, bits, mostly validated registration, rotation fees and limits there. So pretty important stuff if you think about it, as long as it depends on whether it's surface level or not. But if it's not, if it's all just little surface level stuff, then hopefully we'll only have a little bit, and mainnet will be able to be earlier, earlier than later. Richard also said, I too am waiting on a time estimate. When I have it, you will have it. So a lot of those indications that we've had around May, there's got a question mark back on those right now. Pretty much that. Woohoo! All right, rock on, as we say, rock on. We're going to go to the hourly chart there, 12.34 cents on Hex. Woo! All right, and what else we got going on in the chat? I'm going to jump through some of these. What else there? James Bond says, I'm so pumped for launch. Cheers, James. Me too. Simple Believer says, where's the moon dance emoji? Okay, we're going to get a moon dance emoji. Feel free if you want to submit one. I know Brazil's is good at emojis. So feel free if you want to submit a moon dance emoji. You can get into Discord. Remember, get into Discord. You can get in here and boom, you can. Hey, look, someone joined the Discord earlier with the Hex token name on there. And of course, I've had to delete them from the chat because I don't want anyone getting scammed. So I had to delete that earlier. Just watch out for scams. Obviously, they joined the group. They had to actually ban them. Lucky I checked through who was coming in. So that was helpful. Just be careful out there as always. All right, what else we got going there? Miles, the crypto says I defend 11 cents, homies. Lol, not really. Says Miles. That's funny, man. What else we got? Pumpkin House says hello from desert Southwest Colorado, River, Arizona. Nice. Pumpkin, that sounds so good. I'd love to go there. That sounds like a great place. Obviously, it's desert Southwest. I'm not sure if there's more greener pasture, but definitely Colorado sounds like a great place. What else we got going there? Mysterious Production says, what if I have a stake coming out on May the 23rd and the launch happens on the 24th? And can I wait to unstake? Can I wait to unstake until after the launch? Can I wait to unstake? You can unstake after the launch. It's going to get copied over. Are you talking about if it comes out then? The whole system that's going to get copied over should be okay with that. What else has got going on there? Baby Turtles in the house there. Big love out. Nice. And Pumpkin Owls in there. And would love a 25x for PulseX for the summer. Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. Where are the whales? Don't they want to double the Hex? I'm not sure. Hardy Hex, Lauren. Like I know a lot of the whales already have liquid, but where are the whales that we haven't shown up yet? That's for sure. The chart is pretty self-evident there. D Deli's in the house there. Good day, sir. Good to see you, D Deli. I think people will be surprised by their returns. What's with all the spicy chatter on Twitter at the moment? But Twitter, yeah, we'll try to keep away from that one, that stuff. Hey man, patience is a virtue, I guess, says D Hexon. Absolutely. Son of gun says Shirley Fortress. Son of a gun. What is the latest news? I am late to class, says Robin Hood. I think we've covered a lot of that since I looked at that. 15 minutes behind, so I probably covered all that. Yes, Mr. Bond, Luna went crazy. It's now says stake Hex and no stress. That's true. So if you're staking Hex, you're just getting paid Hex every day, and it's looking pretty good at the moment because we look at Hex daily stats. We can see. I'm going to close some of these sites here. Bam. So if we can see on Hex daily stats, we can see our payout at the moment is 6.189 already, and of course it's over 6 all the time now, and we've got 1.4 million penalties already, looking really cool. So cool. Also, the liquidity in the pool has gone down. We had 198 million, and I think we've got 185 million. So that's pretty nice. Sweet. So that's two good signs there with the liquidity and the price. What else we got going there? Paul says we're going to drop through some of that. Miles Crypto said the 6 sales that dumped the price today were from the same wallet. One individual dumping. Maybe he was a Hex and Luna. Lost the bag on Luna and had to sell some Hex to make it up for in my theory. Lol says Miles Crypto. Yeah, well, I did chase it through to the fact that he sent it to Coinbase, so that's about it. GetX says, if you're planning on holding liquid Hex at the moment, Superman, you are better off buying a HSI stake and getting those benefits as well. Planning on holding Hex. Not sure about that. 20 more likes, people. We can get there. Come on, boop, boop, boop. Hit the like. We're only at 83 likes. Come on, everybody. Just smash that like, folks. And this takes easy. Just go boop, 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 boop. And then you got to do the moon dance. Moon, 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 moon. That's it. That's how you roll there. I'm going to get myself embarrassed, man. I'm embarrassing myself here. Kate Figure says, whoever adopt on Hex, thanks a lot. I have a stake ending tonight, lol. No matter, I have 2 weeks to end it. A lot can happen that time. However, whoever dumped it is not an X-Con. Yeah, that's true. That's apparently true. Yeah. Sebastian Beltrain says, if you're not with us, you're against yourself. Says that, Charlie. That's true too. That's funny. And you guys coming up with some good ones here. What else we got going? We've got Hex on Air. Good morning from the European continent. Good to see Hex on Air. Big celebration out over into Europe. Have I actually been to Europe? Yeah, I have been to Europe. I've been to France and I've been to Switzerland. That's where I've been. I wanted to go to Germany. Probably want to go up to Sweden or somewhere like that. I don't know, places like that. Spain. Wouldn't mind go to Spain. I want to go to Rome. So yeah, I want to see most of Europe. In fact, probably just about every country in Europe. So that's silly. I started off with one, but I actually want to see probably all of it. It's just the way it goes. Hexholder says the less pressure on the devs, the better. Let them take time to perfect it. Yeah. I think it's when we come this far. It's better just to have a bit more time to get things right. Well, they're going to do it anyway, regardless of what we think, but that's what's going to happen. Hey, Jimmy Crypto's in here. I'm in here listening, investigating at the moment. Investigating? What are you investigating, Jimmy Crypto? Oh, you're investigating something else. All right, okay, cool. That's cool. What else we got there? Morton Haki's in it. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. And Hexodl says a lot of exercise have 10x Hedron bonus, says Hexodl. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I get it. I was asking about Hedron stakes, says Get Hex. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what you were meaning with that. Obviously, if you have liquid Hex, you can make HSI stakes. So people are not familiar with what we're talking about. We're talking about Hedron. This is done by Alex the Dev, and you can log on with your wallet and you can create new HSI stakes. These are like wrap stakes or NFT stakes if you want to go the extra step there. And of course, you can put the amount of Hex in and the day's length there, and you can stake that. That's kind of cool. You can borrow against those too. So if you can borrow against the Hedron against the future days that you haven't served, you get paid Hedron for every day you serve in the stake. So you can actually borrow against that. Don't know if we've got any liquidations. Maybe some are coming. I have to check that out at the moment. I'm not sure if there's that on HSI Watch. I'm not even sure. Actually, I might have to do a bit more research on HSI here. I've got a few things out there at the moment. And I'm waiting for liquidation. So when liquidations come, we will get there. So far we're on what, day 80? So 81, day 81. So we've got maybe another couple of weeks. We might see some, maybe 3 weeks. I just maybe was it 3.5, 4 weeks? Because I just say that because we had some early lending, if you remember, and I thought some of that was a little bit shaky, just because of the price pump that we had. Yeah, we had some borrowed there. Look at that borrowed on the day 7 there. Day 6, day 7, day 6 and 7 we had some borrowed there. So I just wonder whether that's any of that's got issues with it. So yeah, anyway, you can do HSI stakes. They're also on OpenSea, right? So if you want to go to OpenSea, you can buy and sell those on OpenSea under the HSI stakes there. There's also going to be potentially Hedron staking as well. We've covered that before as well. So with the dedicated market there and fee sharing from the NFT trade. So we'll see how that gets on. A lot of these things need adoption, and that's what I always harp on about it with these projects. That if we go to all the new projects here, the new project links, you need adoption. So all these need adoption. So some of them are more likely to have adoption than others. Now, Free Pulse here, we've talked about that. That is, they've already said that their numbers are massive. Their numbers are like 100 to 150,000 people have registered on there. So that's the kind of adoption I'm talking about, where you've got big number of users. Anything over 50,000 is probably pretty significant. if you think about long-term sustainability. So yeah, pretty good. Obviously, it does depend on the nature of the product and platform, but that's probably a good way of thinking it. So let us jump back to a couple of things. I can't tell you about staking tokens. Says Jim Rat Crypto. Nice. We got some hexmarket.com. This is Jim Rat Crypto. Hexmarket.com. Let's put that on hexmarket.com. It actually would come up there. Hedron staking. Boom. Yeah, there we are. So that's stuff on there. Now, obviously, you can get access to all that. I think we've got that on here on the main links here. So useful links. What do we got here? Up here. Yeah, Hedron staking here. We've got that up here on the list, so you can get access to that. So that's pretty cool. And they got details there about that. Now, with the fee sharing and all the stuff in there, here's the breakdown here. So we charge 2.2% fee, encapsulated stakes, which half of the fee will directly benefit the Hedron community. Woohoo! Buy and burn. Burn and distribute for Hedron stakers, bonus wallet, etc. Hex market fee there. So once again, looks cool. Obviously, we'll see what the turnover happens on that market with the world's first NFT market exclusive for encapsulated Hex stakes, which I think is pretty cool on that. So a big shout out to Jim Rat Crypto prompting that one. And let's jump on to some other stuff. 6079 sales. How long until institutions discover Hex? Well, there's already some out there, but some of the bigger ones that are out there will definitely be looking at Hex and Pulsechain for sure. But the team, Kinetics team and stuff like that are already driving some level of institutional adoption through the Hex Investment Trust. So we do have that up and running, and of course that is here. We did an update on that a couple of days ago, so if you want to check that video out, that was pretty cool. And of course on Discord Syndicate about 3 days ago, they did an update there. So we've got this. This actually is private at the moment. Will end up going public, and when it goes public, it means that you'll be able to trade the units in it. So the unit's going to be on a 10 Hex basis, and the price will be 10 Hex times the price of Hex. I understand it. So that'll be the unit price, and that will change over time as the amount of Hex units will be probably decreasing in my view. So that's going to be pretty cool. Increasing, I should say. But what we should see is that this will open it up to institutions on like NASDAQ and other places, depending on where they're listing. And of course, that means everybody, right? You get onto those platforms, you're pretty much opening up to all institutions. And once they see a trust that's got a 38% APY for the underlying token and a good price discovery, they'll probably be pretty excited about going through there, because they can't invest directly into crypto, most of the institutions. But we know more and more are coming into the market. Now, that said, of course, there's different types of activities there: hedge funds, trading desks, all these different kind of activities, BlackRock and all sorts of stuff. So we've seen some of that play with Luna recently. And it's good for the market. It also, they bring their old school games, right? Just like we see they play in the stock market, they react into the crypto market. That's why we see the crypto market react so strongly all the time. We've got so many more institutions. Now, I still think it's relatively new. I think we're only like year 2, year 3 into that. I think it's like a 10, 12-year journey with institutions. There's more and more of them take up a crypto position as part of their diversification portfolio, part of their acceptance and adoption. And obviously, regulation is going to increase over time, especially around stablecoins. Stablecoins are so critical to DeFi, decentralized finance, that people will need good stablecoins. And obviously, the UST didn't help that narrative. That said, of course, LUSD, USDL, liquid loans and liquidity products seem to be the way to go, right? In addition, complementing centralized ones like USDC, for example, and good decentralized ones like DAI. So I think that's going to be we've got probably a good basket of stable coins. Obviously, there's a lot of other ones out there. But yeah, I think that the exogenous ones are the better ones, where you've got tokens that are collateralized, that are outside of your platform. And of course, USDL will have that. And they tend to be pretty, arbitrage tends to keep them at their peak pretty well. And of course, they're over collateralized, right? That's another key, that they're over collateralized, and the system doesn't allow them to be under collateralized. So you can't do a bank run on them, right? So like on Luna, you see a bank run. So we shouldn't have to have that sort of thing happening with the buy and mint function, because there's no buy and mint function for liquid loans, for example. It just gets locked in there, right? So and you get issued tokens, and then you can redeem those tokens back for the locked PLS that's in there. So pretty cool. And of course, it has 150% collateral system. So if it hits 150%, the ones with low collateralization, highly leveraged ones, and liquid loans get called up, right? They get called, and people potentially they could get liquidated. That keeps the system healthy, and so it's got good protocols like that. So I think it'll perform pretty well in terms of stable coins, and I think that stable coins also help more institutions take adoption. And of course, we know Richard Hart's looking at potentially a Hart stable coin. He has said before that he thinks that stable coins backed by fiat one-to-one are definitely the stronger ones. So that's what I mean. If you got one that's backed by a fiat currency, US dollar one-to-one, for example, despite the fact they're printing it, then that gives you strong one-to-one redemption. So that's the other tact you can do. And I think that's probably where Richard's said that he prefers overall. Although I do think the USDL will perform pretty well, just like USD has, generally speaking. Obviously, sometimes they get away from peg, but they get arbitrage back. So particularly when they're over collateralized. So I think that's going to look pretty good. All right, nice. Let's get back to the Hex price. Hex is at 12.3 cents. Gemrat Cryptos in the house. There is a white paper with a staking function on it, says Gemrat Crypto. Nice. New feature with the staking function. Oh, I might check that out later on there, Gemrat Crypto. Morton Hex in the house there. Anyone know how about the Hedron ratio bonus I've claimed, but waited to mint to get the bonus at some point? Yeah, so Morton, you can. It's important that you claim the bonus. Then you've done that. You don't have to mint now. You can mint when you want it, if you want to sell them, or whether you want to bid on the auctions for Hedron. So if you want to do that, you could mint them then. But you don't really need to mint them otherwise. So you can hit them at any time you like. Now those claim bonuses last for the whole life of your stake. So as long as you've got your stake in place, that claim bonus will last that long. So if you've got a 7x bonus, it will last for the long life of the stake. You get paid Hedron per day served times B shares times that volume bonus. So every day you're serving in that stake, you're getting more Hedron every day. So you just accumulate that. If you want to mint that, you can do that. Now there's some cool sites, of course, with Hedron. Obviously, you can come here onto Discord. You can join up. Links in the video description. You can come to useful links here. Come up to Hex derivative projects, and of course Hedron here. You can see the official site for Hedron. You can see the tracking site. This is a really cool site, so you can hook your wallet up here, and of course you can see HSI watch here, and it will give you an idea of what amount of Hedron that you can claim without logging on. So HSI watch is really cool. It will show you what you've got, what you can get now, and also what you're going to get in the future after you serve more days, as long as it's going to upload here. So here it is here, so you can check that out. It's a pretty cool site. You have to muck around with it a little bit and play around with it until you get used to what it's actually doing. But you can switch around there. You can also go to the Ethereum chain there, and also the PLS testnet as well. So obviously it's getting copied over to Pulsechain, but it's a pretty neat little site there. It will show you all the amount of Hex and shares and stuff like that. You toggle these, it will change around what you're looking at there in terms of Hex yield, Hex mint, etc. Future mint. See the future mint there, the Hedron mint at the moment, so it gives you the amount you can mint now and the amount that you'll be able to mint in the future. Now you must always mint, of course, before you end your Hex stake, otherwise you will lose it all. You'll lose it all. We've had a couple of people do that, not to name names, but they're out there. All right, cool. So that's Hedron. Hopefully that helps there. So definitely get into that link there. That will help you out. Hopefully that one is a good one. Hex says, yeah, and of course staking's coming in the future. So we've got these updates here if you want to check out the staking for Hedron. What else we got to go? Whenever you claim the bonus X's stay till the end of the stake, just don't forget to mint it before the stake ends. That's true. If you claimed you locked in your bonus for the life, let's jump back to the Hex price there. For the life of your stakes at whatever the multiplier was at the time claiming, true. What else they got in here? So now it says 382 on Discord. We can get that to 400, easy peasy. Keep the chat going and join here, people. Yeah, if you haven't joined Discord, the link's in the video description. We've got some cool stuff there, good information, useful links, video tutorials on how to use Pulse and PulseX in terms of PulseX Bridge and PulseX. General chat. We've also got new chat here, price chats, non-crypto chats, and of course new tokens. And of course the links here for all the latest and greatest projects there for Pulsechain, so definitely get to that. We've also got a syndicated platform, so that means Heinz Crypto, Get Hex, and Gen Hex, and Hex tokens on there. And of course we'll be expanding that syndicated YouTubers on this channel. So it's going to be cool. You're going to get all their notifications in here. So they'll be flying in here. So it's pretty cool. A big congrats, of course, to Craig on genhex.com, hitting over 750 subs today. So 3/4 of the way to 1,000. Of course, it's a pretty important zone there. Not only do you get the channel monetized, but you get new features and stuff like that. So very, very cool there for Craig. Nice. Let's jump back to the Hex price. And we've got a few other comments here. Cape says, as with any airdrop giveaway, if they hold keys, they can potentially be hacked. So once you receive your tokens, you make sure to disconnect them from the wallet. That's true. The Church of One Universal Oneness in house. Do we have to mint Hedron for fork in order to have it on both chains? No. You can mint it later on. What else? Confusing stuff. Just buy and stake and claim, and the weight number go up. Yeah, that's true. Hexodal. James Stratford and Halsey. Yes, Superman. Loving the live stream. I appreciate that. Smash the like button. Yeah. The thing with Hedron's a more complicated product. Like it's actually quite hard to explain, but you should spend some time reading the website, to get used to all of the extra features on there. So it's not as simple as, say, PLSD, which is pretty easy to say. You just claim and you've got the tokens. There's not many of them, and you just hold on to them, right? Whereas the other platforms have got utilities on them. In other words, features that you can use. So you just got to get used to that. But basically, you just claim your bonus, and then you just mint the tokens when you want to either sell them or bid on the liquidation auctions that come up. And there's none of those yet. So basically, it's just if you want to sell them, you can, or hold them in your wallet if you feel good about having them in your wallet. That's the other thing you can do. Smash the like button says get Hex. Absolutely smash the like button. What else we got going on here? 751 now says woohoo, get us to 1,000 fam bam. Yeah, definitely get into Craig. If you check out the channels tab here on Hex Token, you can find Gen Hex channel there, and Heinz Crypto. You go subscribe to them on the channels tab here on Hex Token. You can see those. Very cool. All right, so we're at 12.39 cents on Hex after our big seller, and we're on a rebound. I'd love to get back to 14 cents. I think that's a pretty important line there. We go to the daily there. Definitely would like to get back to 14 cents. That's this orange line here, and that'd be the next kind of target. So cool. Let's get there. Let's do it. Let's do it. We've still got obviously a bit of time. Every time we get a little bit of uncertainty from Richard around the time frame, obviously there's very important things to get right. We want to get them right, but of course that means there's a bit of a more lull for the Hex price as we go. All right, cool, and the market's looking good, so I'm pretty happy with this price. This is the just right level for me, so we're gonna have fun with that. All right, how are we doing for time? We're up to an hour and 17 minutes, so not too bad. Let's see who else is in the house there. Two Foons in the house there. Just want to be a baller. That's just too fun. I like that. And lies beneath them with the emojis looking good. So very cool. I just want to give a bit of shout out to. Let us go out of here, and let's go down to. Let's go to here. I just want to give out to some of the members, of course. So some of the recent members that we've had. So obviously, big shout out to Lies Beneath the Truth, who's in the chat there right now with the emojis. A big shout out to you, members, and of course Hex GT, latest member as well. Oscar Valasilo, also a latest member, and DCR as well. And finally, Crypto Hooligan, who is the last one to sign up. Of course, signed up today, which was pretty cool. So big shout out to all those new channel members for sure. Church One Universal Oneness says it's so amazing to see a sell-off like that get gobbled up instantly. Yeah, it was a pretty big sell-off on there. And of course, if we go to the Hex daily stats, this is where we can see the liquidity, which is really neat, without having to sum them all up on Uniswap. We can see that there's 185 million Hex in the pool, $19 million in USDC, and 2.9 thousand ETH. And of course, is that right? 24 grey at the moment, so it's pretty cheap on the grey there. What else we got there? So yeah, this is what we finished with today. We finished with 198 million, and of course we're down at 184 million. We ended up with the price was down at 11.5 cents there, and of course we're at 12.4 cents now. Liquidity in the pool was $17.5 million, and of course we're up at 18.9, so that's pretty neat. And of course, liquidity to pool 2,800 ETH there. that's gone up slightly. We're closer to 2,900 from the looks of it. So that's obviously rounded upwards. So cool. Pay at the moment 6.2, looking nice with the T-share. And of course, there's less T-shares than there were. So having T-shares slightly better than it was. So nice. All right, let's jump out of there. Bam and bam. Sacrifice checker. I'm going to close out of that as well. What else? We're going to jump over to here. I think that's pretty it. I don't think, I think the old Luna play that people were playing on Luna has gone down. So Luna was sitting at, what was it sitting at? 18,000, I think it was before. So it's definitely that play seems to be over for the time being. A lot of people were trading that down to the bottom of the price there, as you do. Some of us ended up doing pretty well with that. I think we're like 9-10x's and stuff like that, and ended up putting that into Hex. So that's a pretty good move, right? Obviously, only a few dollars. We just threw a few dollars at it, but it was pretty good. Hex Hodl says, started watching the new movie Morbius. Really? I haven't seen that. I'll check that out. Reminds me of The Fly, says Hex Hodl. Okay, cool. I'm going to check that out. Let me snapshot that so I don't forget there. Morbius of the Matrix, if I remember rightly. Kate Figures in the house there. I am not often enough. I am not on often enough, but I enjoy your streams and think you are an asset to the community despite your new haircut, says Kate Figure. All right, thank you so much for the super sticker. That is hilarious and the huge joke. I love it, Kate Figure. Appreciate it. Big shout out to you. That was funny, man. Next week's launch. Oh, was it? Moon. Gotta get that on. X Machine next week launch. Well, it's only questionable now, isn't it? Because Richard already gave us this update. Status auditing, finding things that need to be fixed, putting them in order. I'd like to see the auditing here. That's a really positive sign for me that they've got some sort of auditing set up in here. Finding things that need to be fixed, putting them in order to see which can happen after mainnet and which should happen before. Next few days, I hope to have a better time frames. So next few days, let's say 3 days, they'll take us to the 20th of May. And so you never know your luck in terms of a May launch there. I too am waiting on time estimate. When I have it, you will have it. So nice update there. We'll leave it on there for a second, and so you can read that. What else is going? That's the latest update. That was only out a little while ago. How many hours ago? That was 3:51, and so that was 4? That's 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. There's the latest Pulsechain update right there. Thumbs up since from Kate Ferger. For everybody, I'm still laughing at you. Henry Sanders says content in Los Angeles. Always listen. I appreciate that, Henry. Big shout out to you in LA, the big city. Hex Machine in the house. This is so exciting. Yeah, it is not Morpheus, but some Marvel character. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that. My wife will finally stop harassing me, says Hex Machine. That's funny. I watched them for free, the old school ways, says Hex Model. Yeah. I don't want to comment on that, but I agree with you. That's a good way of watching them. A great review says, great show today. I appreciate that property review. Very, very cool. A wife is not something I have, says Hex Model. That's pretty hilarious. Right, so cool. Let me just jump out of there and let us go back to this journals. How we're doing for time? We're doing not too bad. Hour and 23 minutes. I plead the 5th, says Hex Model. I think you might need that too. All right, so let us jump back here. So the presentation is in the video description if you want to get access to that. And I will add that to that with some of the feedback as well that I forgot to add on there indeed. So I'll add that on. Now, obviously, we're going to jump out of the validator stuff. I'm going to jump out of that. And, of course, the Hex price at the moment, chilling around 12.34 cents. And, of course, our multi-charts here not looking too bad at all. Hedron, man. I am tempted on Hedron, I must say. But, of course, I try to follow the momentum in the chart. There's a way, two theories. Buy after the pullback, just hold all your time, let it have a run. The other one, of course, is to follow the momentum, which is typically a better one, especially for near-term plays. Maxi and Pulse Dodge looking not too bad. But, of course, we've had a nice big play here today on P33. Pretty nice rally in there at the moment. So people will be pretty happy about this bounce back. But, man, It's got a long way to go to get back to the all-time high. The all-time high was $2 and $2.48. So it's got a long way to get back to there. I should probably put some indicators on those charts. I must do that. That's probably the way I should look at that. All right, let's go back to the hourly on Hex. There we are, 12.34. Danny says, have you seen Hocus Pocus Finance? Danny, I have still not looked at that. I'm meaning to do that one as part of a third-party dApps. So I will try and do that one, Danny. I realize that's been on the back burner. The fifth torrent there, it is on the list. I've got it on the list here for the new token list that's been added at the bottom here. I just haven't got around to doing a detailed look at that at this stage, but I will get onto it. Rainmaker for real says, hey, good to see you, Rainmaker. Woohoo! And pretty sure I saw you on the live stream earlier, Rainmaker. Let me know if I'm right about that. I think I might have had a glance at you on the live stream. Can't remember now. Hex Huddle says the Fifth Amendment of non-self-incrimination I invoke. Yeah, you're gonna need it, Hex Huddle. I think you're already doing yourself some justice there, or injustice. One way. All right, so cool. Don't forget to get into the Discord. We got to 383 members. 400 is our next target. And of course, the two big things on this channel are community and of course information. That's pretty much it. So that's going to stay consistent right through the life of this Discord. So get in there, folks. I just saw today, I was watching a video of Trayvon, and he actually uses Discord too, which I thought was interesting, and his community. So very interesting. Pulse Guy says Rainmaker for real, big heart, nice. Under the Freedom of Information Act for personal education purposes, Hex Idol says, I think you're incriminating yourself more and more as you go. Rainmaker says PulseCon, says Rainmaker, yeah, for real. Let's pick up PulseCon. Thanks, Rainmaker, I appreciate that. I need to talk about this more and more, PulseCon, as we lead up into the launch, because this thing's just building up. It's like just building. The team is so clever. I really like the team. And of course, there we are. We've got those are the headline people: Foster Gamble, George Wendt from Matt Enchi, Mitch Lowe from founding of Netflix. Now, I thought this guy would be a very good contact for the highest of stakes. I doubt they must have connected up with that, because that just makes sense. He was the co-founder of Meta Entertainment, co-founding editor of Netflix, former president of Redbox, and Matt would be very connected. And obviously, Richard Hart, the founder. Woohoo! All right, so we've got that going. Blockchain. Obviously, got everyone here at the SHIB communities in. One of the biggest in crypto, over 3 million followers on Twitter, 1.1 million wallets. I mean, they're a big deal. And of course, they're building out metaverses into NFTs. They're pretty keen on Pulsechain, and I think they'll be one of the biggest adopters of Pulsechain. And of course, they have a lot of, they're all over the place, so they'll be picking that up there. So we've got Hex Token at the moment, Pulsechain, PulseX, Shipcoin, Mintra, PLSS Speak, DGN Protocol.io. And we've got love.io and internet money, DGN protocol. I'm sure I've got DGN on there. Let me look there. I've got DGN. I don't know if I've got DGN in there actually. I might have to add them in afterwards. Okay. All right. So those are the people at the conference there. And what else we got going there? So 111 days to go till PulseCon in 17 hours. So 111 days to go till that launches. The tickets, I think, are still at their current ticket price. Yeah, so there's 3 different ticket tiers. The first 1,000 tickets sell out and the price goes up. Now we're in the second thousands. And, of course, once these sell out, they'll go up again slightly more, except for the VIP. I think the VIP just stays the same because it was the same as tier 1. But I think these silver, gold, and platinums go up. So we'll see how that goes in terms of prices. They may just leave them the same. Don't forget, you can also get a discount as well. There's a discount code there, 15% on those prices. So it's pretty important. So we've got I Am Freedom there, T-Money, Lawrence Rowland, Rack to Riches, John McRae. We've got Mike Chan from PLC CRO. There's a lot of these guys will be on panels. And of course, we've got Crypto Black Sheep in the house there, TGN Protocol. And Rainmaker for real, who's in the chat there. So big shout out. Is Limitless Entertainment CEO, Pulsechain Global Ambassador. So awesome to see Rainmaker for real there. Anders Johnson's in the house for Love.io CEO. And of course, we've also got Jake Gallen there, entrepreneur and American leader there, as well as KG, who we've had on this channel, our first interview, which was pretty good, founder of Internet Money, and who's also so far the best communicator from any project I've seen so far in terms of his updates. So big shout out to KG. All right, so let us get on. Hashtag everybody is coming. And of course, this guy's going to be rolling out more personalities as we lead up to the next 112 days. They're going to keep rolling out more people that are going to be there in terms of speaking and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. Official Pulsechain, Hex Community Jobs, Jake Gallen Podcast, the Wildcard Studio, and Hex Meetups. And this is the key thing. There's 15% off ticket there. So whatever those ticket prices are, you get 15% off if you use the link on the website there. So definitely use that. So savings is for free. Nice. So some good content there. I think the venue is amazing. The venue is Resort World. I think it's about 1.5 years, 2 years old. And of course, the rooms look absolutely amazing on PulseCon 2022. The Hilton Tower there. Just looking at the pictures makes me want to go there. I don't know, play around, but like a movie, here. Obviously, all the way down here in Kiwi land at the bottom of the world. Getting a bit of glitz and glamour is always a bit of fun. But man, these things look amazing. Look at this white place here. This is the Conrad Las Vegas lobby. Look at the artwork in there and the carpets and everything. The bar, could get stuck at that bar for a while, I must say. Not that I'm a big drinker, by the way. Just I could have a few Shirley Temples there. That's what I meant. I meant a few Shirley Temples. You guys, I know what you guys are thinking. Shirley Temples, what I was meaning. Pretty cool. What else we got? The Crockfords there. Like I said, last time I looked at the site, I said I'd love to hang out at the pool there for sure. That pool looks pretty badass. And of course, we got this room. I love this room, this bathroom with these walls and the lighting system. Absolutely amazing. Might have to wear some of Rag to Riches shades though. In that room, might have to wear some Rag to Riches shades. That'd be funny. So cool. This bar is epic. Look at this bar, man. This bar is crazy good. Look at that, man. That's so good. I could hang out there. So that's pretty cool. So definitely check out PulseCon 2022. They've got Rainmaker in the chat there. So great to have you in there. Nice. All right, so we're going to jump back to the Hex market here, 12.34 cents, and we're coming up on an hour and a half, so not too bad. What day is it of the week? Tuesday here in New Zealand. Can you believe it? New Zealand, Kiwi land, aka Aotearoa, aka the land of the long white clouds. I think those are the four main names that we have. Maybe the land of Lord of the Rings. Maybe that's the fifth name. Phraseology there. Let's just forget the encounter. Whatever. I'm not sure what happened there. Yes, repeat, please. Says Pulse Goddess. What else we got here? Jump through some of these. Exiles in house there. Hey, caught up the live. Woo-hoo. Morning, Hex family. Good to see Exile. Hey, so some people, I heard you and Shirley. Says Pulse. I was going to say that some people have having a few issues watching back the live streams. I think because I do 2 live streams a day, that YouTube is kind of backlogging them, takes them longer to go through. I think that's what's happening. So people said they've experienced it the last couple of days. So I do apologize for that, but I think it's because I'm doing 2 long live streams a day, and it must get queued up or something, or just processing time gets relegated down. So it might just be a matter of just letting it go for a little bit. Typically about 6 or 7 hours, it's okay when you're feeding through. The other trick, of course, is that you can let it play a bit and then go back 5 minutes, and then typically it allows it a bit more time to load up, something like that. Zana says, I've told people I just hit random keys when I picked it. I don't know what I was thinking. Hey, Crypto Casino's in house there. Good morning, all. Good to see you, CC. Sir, you're looking cool in the new haircut. Yeah. It's pretty sweet, pretty slick. Someone paid me a stupid sticker, said it wasn't. Kate Figure. Kate Figure says, I'm not on often enough, but I enjoy your streams and think you're an asset to the community despite your new haircut. So I don't know. It's not completely favorable, but I like it. That's for sure. That's funny. What else we got going there? Good to see you, Mr. Farage, by the way, all the way from India. Very cool. Brendan's in the house. Hey, g'day. Good to see you, Brendan. Woohoo. We've got a few latecomers coming in. Nice to see that. Hex Hodl's in the house there. My plate isn't custom, just came out as 1-on-1. But late internet has been playing up today, says Brennan. Keep typing and chat, so he keeps reading. Yeah, that's true. And Brazil says, lol. Yeah, everyone laughs at me because I read the chats, so that's just the way it goes. Community's number one, man. Community's number one. CC says, like the haircut, mate. Nice. Thanks for that. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, so 12.34 is the cents mark, and we're doing pretty well here. The market's looking not too bad. Fortunately, we're going to have to be a bit more patient with Pulsechain with the launch date there. We did get a couple of pieces of evidence this week, and we've played those. We obviously had crypto. What's the name? Crypto Wendy O, Crypto Wendy O. And of course, that was 2 weeks from the 10th. That would have been the 24th. Then, of course, so if we go to the daily here, that would be in the 24th here. I've actually moved that accidentally, but the 24th, yeah, this vertical line. But I don't feel too confident with that. Next couple of days, we're going to find a timeline. So that maybe by the 20th, that only leaves a few days, 4 days or so for the 20th. So maybe this date here, 31st of May, is looking a bit better. Just depends on how much stuff they've got to fix up, right? And how confident they are about that. Because once they go live, man, they go live. It's a big deal. Everything's got to play out pretty smoothly. Now, what was I going to say? Yeah, so we also had, that feedback loop, that little video from someone that was at the party with Kinetics. And of course, this is all hearsay, right, until you can kind of firm that up. But we had a couple of little evidences also from the Pulsechain news, which is a third-party site. It's not the official one. But they also had news about the devs talking about a May launch looked good, but they weren't sure about the day. Now, obviously, Richard Hart's going to probably gamify the launch, so we'll wait for that. But so far, I just think that his tweets are probably pretty upfront about the fact that they've got more issues to just do work through and prioritize and get a launch day in. So that's pretty cool. And of course, he said, I too am waiting on a time estimate. When I have it, you will have it. So there we are. That's about it. All right. What else we got going? Hexotter says, read this one. I will read this one. I'll read this one 3 times. There we are. Slam the like button, says Pulse Goddess. Absolutely. Don't forget to smash that like. Say we hit 115. That's pretty cool. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're heading up. What's our next target? We're heading up towards... our next target is 4,600 subs. So if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button and definitely share the channel around. That helps with the growth. So definitely get it going. 2 live streams a day: Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. As we wait for the launch. What else we got there? Wendy O's face when we realized she's the only one out of the Feros who hasn't was priceless. That would be true. The Hex Huddle, man. People are desperate to get hold of Pulse and PulseX. I count you my words. We have constant people coming through that are finding out about it, and they want it. They want it. My precious, like Gollum. It's a bit like that. Damn, is the launch date getting pushed back again? Yeah, it's going to be a bit later there, Brennan. A good time to launch in a bull market, actually. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think we're in the just right conditions at the moment. If it's too bullish, the counter to that is that it's got to compete with a lot of other things that are running on the run. If we're in a sweet spot like this, then Pulsechain's more like a shining light on a hill. So I just think there's a relativity there of relative performance. That makes it. Do you like that one? Relativity of relative performance. I think it's pretty good. What else do we got there? A1's in house there. We appreciate your suit, man. I appreciate that, A1. And right back. So that's a mutual appreciation club. That's for sure, A1. Big, lots of love out there. Instagram love. That's what we have. The old art there. The old Instagram model love there. I'm not kidding, man. I'm kidding. I don't know what. I've never met an Instagram model. Probably never will. Actually, I used to be friends with New Zealand's swimsuit model. She was from Russia. And yeah, well, that was enough said there. Pretty amazing. So cool. What else we got here? So 12.33 cents on the Hex here. Our day today has been hardcore, right? Look at this price candle. Our high 13.81 cents, our low 9.92 cents. So a pretty big candle and Hex thing there, but we've bounced back from it. That's a positive. So that is that. That's 39% between the bottom and the top. 39% in a day. And of course, someone said that they got pretty close to the bottom there, picking that up. So that's a pretty awesome gain in a day if you managed to snipe that. Maybe you had a limit order or something like that. That would have been pretty cool if they executed it in time. Now, gas fees are pretty low, so there's probably a decent chance of they're getting pushed. And of course, the velocity of turnover not so high that you would probably miss out. Nice. Hey, we're looking pretty good, man. Looking pretty good indeed. Doesn't I say it's good to see it? It's now. Yeah, it's now. Does an amazing job. Big shout out to this now. The foreman of our moderator team, and of course kills it. Absolutely does a great job in Discord here as well. Nice. All right, Dolt auto corrects us for now. All right, so let's jump over to some of this. So I think we've had the highlights. We've had Richard Hart. Of course, we've had the presentation, so you can go back to the beginning of the live stream and see that. And the link's in the video description if you want to check that out. I'm going to add to that. We'll probably move it from 3 waves to 5 waves. Because the second wave is the one I really want to highlight. Highlight the second wave here. And this is going to be a real game changer. People might forget about it in here in the first wave because the first wave will be so exciting. But the second wave will come, and like I say, maybe 4 to 8 weeks later, this could be really, really big. Now, I'm a little bit unsure about the fiat timeline of launch, so I've just put that in here, just tentatively. I did listen to him talk about that, but I didn't particularly remember the timeline for that. So if you know in the chat, let me know. I'm going to go back and double check on that one. Cool. We've got 12.4 cents on Hex. I'm feeling good about it. Good market conditions. A bit of delay in Pulsechain launch, but we're getting there. We're getting closer. I'm very happy to see this auditing word come up. I do like that indeed, that they've picked up some things that need to be fixed. We obviously have GitLab. We see issues that get raised around PulseX primarily, but we do get the issues put up here. 231 issues are closed, 62 are open still. Now, obviously, they prioritize stuff that looks very important. So Pulse Ramp transaction start on validating. There seems to be 2 devs talking about that. Block Explorer shows only out of transactions when filtered set to all. One on there. So there's a few there. Wrap PLS is named PLS, but should be Wrap PLS. There's a couple of comments in there. So interesting stuff there. Cool VIP, as we say. Like I said, most of the stuff is around validated registration, invitation fees, and limits. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Rock on, as we say, rock on. Testnet yield is insane. Yeah, I would ignore a lot of the yields. We know that in yield farming, the yields start off really high. As more people go in there, the yields fall, right? This is what happens with that. But of course, earning a good passive income like that can be really good, especially when the token's going up and to the right. So if you're in the right token, that can be pretty attractive, even with as the yields lower down. So that's the way it goes. What else? I think we got there. Brendan says, "Cheers, man. I'll watch the stream back." Hey, you're welcome. How you doing, CSX Huddle? How you doing? How you doing now? Yeah, I was watching Jim Rat Crypto's live stream with Fashion Coder, and they talked about code stuff. I put this thing in a coder at the bottom at the end of the video in the comments, and I put on all these binary letters there. So if you know what it is, I put all these binary stuff, zeros and ones, and it was, you know what it was doing? It was how you doing? How you doing in binary? That was the last comment on Jim Rat Crypto's video with Fashion Code. It was hilarious. I don't know. No one would have worked it out. Of course, it was zeros and ones. It's like a whole ton. You know, it's like to make up the word. I thought it was pretty funny. CC's in house says, "Go! I got to go, guys. At work, onwards and upwards. Take care, all suit man. Catch up soon, mate. And definitely CC. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat, man. And we'll definitely catch up." Slap Maze in the house there. Third party sacks will dump on launch. Sorry, as you say. Hey, we're expecting some of that. Slap me. And of course, that obviously we don't care because accumulation phase is the first couple of months. We're expecting to pullbacks, and of course, people will accumulate them. There's so much more demand, I think, than there is sackers. So you know, even though there's 12.3 trillion Pulse approximately, 17 trillion Pulse X, and of course the admin bot doing about 3 trillion Pulse. There's going to be people to eat that up, man. Eat that up. So I certainly know just about every single sacrifice a person that I know wants to accumulate more volume, and that's just them. It's not even to do with people that have not been able to get hold of them, which is tons of people. And of course, the word spreads. More and more people want it. This is the way it's going to go. So it's going to be pretty crazy, man. Good comment, though. Good comment. Polynesian is Hexodal says, "See ya, Hexodal. Good comments. Catch you in the next one." And the Polynesian Pulsechain in the house there. Evening, Superman. Hey, good to see you, Polynesian Pulsechain. And it's now says I have a shirt that has binary for RTFM on. People think it's a Matrix shirt. Slot. That's nice, man. PulseCon says yes, we are still pre-viral. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, because how many? Just trying to think through all the sacrifices. Just about every single one of them wants to accumulate more Pulse and PulseX. They want to take it off the market, man. They want to take it off the market. So it's going to be less supply. And of course, if the price is really cheap, right, the ratios are cheap, the people are going to be able to get a lot of it, and they don't want to give it up, man. They want to hold it for a long time. Yeah, we'll see. We're definitely going to have sellers, though, big sellers. That's definitely in the game. We're not ignorant about that. Dog Day says, great stream, suit man. I appreciate that, Dog Days. We're going to wrap up now. It's an hour and 45 minutes. So we're going to probably end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you want to see the presentation, definitely jump back to the back. And of course, we did talk about Richard Hart's Pulsechain update a few times, as well as covering a lot of the prices and a few other extra stuff there, like Edgeon. So it's been a bit of a fun live stream. Visional says pre-bridge may be a bit crazy. I think it's going to be very crazy, Visional. It's going to be insane. Of course, we're going to be here recovering it live. And if we're not on here, we'll be on another channel covering it as well. Brennan says, yes, dump at launch. I'll scoop it up. Yeah. I just don't think the dump's going to be that big. That's my opinion. I just don't think it's going to be that big. Yeah, barring spikes. There are always spikes in the game, but I don't think it's going to be that big. Thanks for watching. Let me type it out. How do I type it out? Tape watching. I've actually bolded it because I hit the caps lock there. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll see you guys next time. 2 live streams tomorrow. Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex, of course. That's how we rock and roll. We are patient. We will wait. As Richard's thing here, we will wait for the updates. And I bet we want a strong chain to launch. And that's the most important thing. Okay, PCSX huddle. Take care, says lies beneath. Sit on your hands, people, and wait. That's true. That is the end game. And we've got the emojis in there. Katie says, take care, stay free, and get your bags ready. That's true. Lies beneath in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo. And Dog Days, peace. Very nice. All right. If you're a Hex Token channel member, smash out the emojis on the way out. And of course, it's dinner time for me, so I'm going to have to get some dinner. I'm going to make some dinner. So I've been making my dinner. It's been pretty good. Going to have some chicken and a whole ton of vegetables. Kumara, potatoes, peas, corn. I want something else in there too. It's going to be pretty good. All right. Take care out there, everybody. Peace out. Peace. Boom. Moon. 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 All right. Enough silliness now. I've got to go. I must have been all those Shirley Temples I've been drinking. I think that's probably the issue there. Billy Bob says, thanks. Hey, you're welcome, Billy Bob. James Bond with the emojis looking good there. Billy Bob with the emojis looking good. All right. Take care now. Bye for now. See you.